Welcome to The Explainer. Think about the sheer number of hours we, especially students, spend just staring at screens. Tapping, scrolling, gaming. We've all been there, right? But what if we could flip that dynamic completely? Today, we are establishing a really exciting core premise: how we can transform passive digital consumers into active, capable creators. We're looking specifically at an incredible curriculum designed to do exactly that, working with animation and games. So here's our roadmap for today. We'll cover from player to creator, coding as a language, safe and responsible creation, the four-phase roadmap, and finally, building the builders. Let's get right to it. Section 1. From player to creator. This is where we shift the focus entirely from passive screen time to active, logical, and productive creation. Check this out. This really illustrates our goal perfectly. We want to master the fundamentals of digital creativity through a dedicated 30-hour curriculum. Over these 30 hours, or 55 class periods, the student is nurtured into what we call a digital architect. The medium is animation and interactive game design using visual programming, and the outcome is profound. We are literally rewiring how they interact with technology. Moving on to Section 2, coding as a language. To demystify coding, we really need to fundamentally change how we think about it. Think about how you and I communicate, right? We use spoken words, gestures, a whole lot of nuance and assumed context. But machines, like your phone, your laptop, or satellites, they don't get nuance. Machine communication requires specific commands, precise logic, conditional statements, and exact syntax. Programming is simply learning that new language to give specific instructions to devices. Once you grasp that concept, the whole intimidation factor of coding just completely melts away. Section 3. Safe and responsible creation. Look, before we lay a single digital brick, we absolutely have to establish our foundational safety protocols. These 4 pillars are essential for any digital curriculum, and frankly, they're great reminders for all of us. First, supervised access ensures focused, safe browsing through guided internet searches. Second, cyber safety establishes very clear do's and don'ts before anyone even gets network access. Third, the digital footprint introduces strict rules on maintaining confidentiality, like never sharing personal information online. And fourth, well-being. This one is huge. It's about managing screen time and adhering to proper physical ergonomics at the workstation. We aren't just creating games here. We're building healthy habits. All right, Section 4, the 4-phase roadmap. Let's see how a game is actually built step by step. This overarching timeline chronicles the entire journey. You can see the visual progression. Phase 1 is ideate, Phase 2 is scaffold, Phase 3 is architect, and Phase 4 is launch. It takes a raw off-screen concept all the way to a polished final product. Now, this is absolutely crucial. Analog planning always precedes digital execution. We want students mapping out the logic physically with notebooks, markers, and cardboard. They need to get their hands a little messy with ink and maybe get a cardboard paper cut or two way before they ever touch a mouse. Let's break down Phase 1, ideate, or off-screen architecture. Because let's face it, every truly great digital experience starts out in the physical world. I absolutely love this step. Students first deconstruct their favorite games to really understand the rules and player interactions. Then, they build physical cardboard prototypes to literally test that logic with their hands. Finally, they storyboard, drafting the narrative, designing character plots, and sketching game logos right on paper. They map out the logic before they even log in. Which brings us to Phase 2, scaffold, where we start learning the blocks. Once that physical blueprint is ready, it's time to hit the digital canvas. To translate those offline ideas into digital actions, students have to master this visual vocabulary. They learn exactly how a trigger, say clicking a green flag, initiates a control loop, like a repeat 10 block. This then results in a specific output, such as motion or speech on the digital stage. It's an incredibly intuitive drag-and-drop logic system that totally bypasses the headache of complex text syntax. And here's where it gets really fun. During this scaffold phase, we also introduce AI as a creative co-pilot. They input an idea, let the AI work its magic, refine the prompt to adjust the style or size, and then integrate those custom visual assets right into their games. It's a fantastic way to accelerate the creative process and teach them how to effectively communicate with artificial intelligence. Next up is Phase 3, Architect. This is the bringing it to life phase, where the game mechanics are actually coded and compiled.
Students set the stage by importing their custom or AI-generated backdrops and sprites. Then they build the logic and rules using loops, variables, and conditional if-else statements. Finally, they layer in the immersion, triggering automated dialogues, event responses, and background music. They are literally turning their static visual assets into highly interactive gameplay.
And finally, Phase 4, the launch. This is the culmination of the project, where all that hard work is tested and shared with the world. This launch phase relies on a critical feedback loop. First step, playtesting. Actively hunting down those frustrating bugs in the code's logic, which, if you've ever coded, you know is quite the character-building experience. Second, refining the user experience based on real-time feedback from their peers. And third, publishing, sharing that final project link to celebrate a fully functional, interactive creation. It's such a rewarding moment.
Let's wrap things up with Section 5, Building the Builders. Let's take a step back and look at what we've actually accomplished by the end of this curriculum. Because evaluation here goes way beyond just grading a bug-free game. As you can see, it measures the holistic development of a modern, capable student mind. We're looking at the exact intersection of technological proficiency, logical thinking, and creative expression. Right there in the middle, that is the ultimate goal, the digital creator. I think this quote perfectly captures the philosophy of our explainer today. Devices around them are not magic. They are simply machines waiting for precise instructions. By giving students the vocabulary, the tools, and those safety protocols we discussed, we empower them to stop merely consuming technology and start commanding it. So, I'll leave you with this thought. Think about the devices around you right now. The phone in your pocket, the computer on your desk. Are you just passively consuming their content, or are you ready to start writing the rules? Are we ready to nurture the next generation of digital architects? Thanks so much for hanging out with me for this explainer. I hope it sparked some great ideas for you. Keep building.